Good morning. It's Deacon Don again, and it's Monday, March 7th, 2022, as we begin this first full week of Lent. Lent is a time of self reflection as well as action on that reflection. The two go hand in hand, of course. But today, I want to concentrate on realizing that how we live our lives is always a matter of choice. Each and every day, we choose to live our lives the way we choose to do so. Sometimes that's good, sometimes it's not so good. We can choose to make ourselves the center of our existence, or we can focus on something or someone other than ourselves. Now, don't get me wrong. We need to take care of ourselves, and we need to take care of those we love around us. I get that. That's not the point here. But the scriptures today are pointing out how we should address those we interact with every day. The scriptures today point out how important the things that we do are, and how we interact with those along the way affect our spiritual and our physical well-being going forward. Perhaps I am a bit naive, and I admit that. But I happen to believe that people are inherently good. There are evil people in the world. I understand that for sure. What we see played out in front of us in the media, on TV today especially, shows that to be the case. But most of us are not evil. Sometimes we all act badly and do things we shouldn't be doing. And that leads us to the lesson that is in today's reading from Leviticus, because he's reminding us of the things we should not do, how we should not behave, and the things that we should do. And the litany of the things we shouldn't do are pretty long, so I'm going to shorten it. But, don't steal. Don't lie about others, and don't speak falsely of others. Don't profane God's name. Don't defraud another. Don't curse the deaf. And don't trip the blind. Ooh, wouldn't that be horrible to do something like that? Don't act dishonestly in rendering a judgment. Don't slander anyone. Don't stand idle when someone is in danger. Don't have hate in your heart. And for goodness sakes, don't seek revenge against someone else. And then he goes to show us what we should do. And it's not a long list. It's only one thing. Love your neighbor as yourself. Pretty simple, isn't it? And the gospel today from Matthew takes that even a step further that we need to be able to realize. Matthew tells us that Jesus said that when the Son of Man comes, there will be a time when those who are acted well are separated from those who have not acted well. The ones that have acted well are on your right, and the ones that have acted badly are on his left. It's a clear picture of the choices that you make in life affect what your eternal life will be. Jesus said that for those who acted justly and in a righteous manner, gave him food when he was hungry, drink when he was thirsty, clothes when he was naked, welcomed him when he was lonely, visited those in prison or in the hospitals when they needed to be visited. And he said clearly, what you did for the least of my brothers, you did for me. You will be welcomed into the kingdom and inherit the kingdom that the Father has prepared for you and gain eternal life. And for those who did not so good. You will have eternal punishment. You can't get much clearer than that. So let's focus just for another minute on the choices that we make. Each and every day starts in a beautiful way. It's not scary. You have problems, of course. But the day is like a new painting to be painted with a blank canvas. And your life unfolds before you each and every day. Each choice leads to another choice, and sometimes those are good and sometimes those aren't so good. So you might ask, well, how do we decide what choice, what path to follow? Well, The scriptures today certainly tells us, it gives us some good guidance there, doesn't it? And you see that all through scriptures. And you can see that how Jesus lived his life and how he wants us to live ours. So you'll use those as a guide for yourself every day. What we should avoid, and certainly what we should embrace. And the embracing is really simple: love and caring for each other. It's important. It makes me think of a poem from Robert Frost. I don't know if you've read much of Robert Frost, but he happens to be a favorite of mine. And the poem is called The Road Not Taken. I won't read it to you. I think you need to read that for yourself to get the good effect. And I really encourage you to read it. It's not long, but it certainly is poignant. And basically, he tells us that each day of your life has roads to choose. In our world today, some of those choices are really difficult to make, aren't they? We have a lot of pressures to make the wrong choices quite often. But if we choose the guidance Jesus gives us and make those choices out of love for each other, then we just can't go wrong. As Frost said in his poem, I took the road less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. So this Lent, choose to make a difference in your life. This road that Lent has you on, make it a road that you can be proud of. Make it a road that can bring eternal life. God bless.